Buy your own candy. Can you
Exactly.
imagine though, like two grown-ups just like showing up to your door with like a little pumpkin bucket, trick or
Yeah.
treating? Piss off, you weirdo.
Here we are, spooky. It's weird, isn't it? Like when I was younger, I don't think I mean, obviously you did trick or treating, but you didn't really.
I did not trick or treat as a kid. I was going to say super religious. We weren't super religious, but celebrating ghouls and death, and absolutely not. That was basically asking for the doors of Hades to open.
I
we
guess
did
it
not
depends.
do Halloween.
No, it depends how you view it. I mean, for Halloween growing up wasn't about All Hallows Eve. It was about dressing up and getting as much sugar in your system as absolutely possible before, bonfire night, when it was all about warming up, bonfires, hot soup, hot dogs. We always had hot dogs and tomato soup and bonfires when we were at my grandparents and stuff. But
oh my God, that's so cute. I mean, I absolutely take the girls trick-or-treating now. And round here, it's a thing.
They do the things?
Yeah. That like full-sized chocolates and shit, like they go in around here. And I think this year will be like the third year that we've been, that we would have gone. And already they're just like, all right, Mum, I remember last time we left out a little bit too late. So let's try and get out about 45 minutes a bit earlier. Because there are some houses that basically sell out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets to not sometimes, it's always gotten to the point where like the pavement is just chock full of kids. And you kind of like have to hold each other's hands as you're walking around in case you get separated. Like it's a thing.
Wow.
But it is so much fun to see the kids. Some of the houses are insanely decorated, like big spiders on the roof. Like it's madness, but it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Like it's not like that around here. It's hard because most of the places around, especially on a seafront, they're all like flats and stuff. So
yeah,
it feels very much like Knockdown Ginger if you're going to someone's.
oh, okay.
You're just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
hoping someone's in. Do you know what I mean? So, and also I can't imagine like taking myself, Matt, and then Santino going trick or treat. Like, you're grown ass folk. What the hell are you doing?
Buy your own candy.
Exactly.
Can you imagine though, like two grown-ups just like showing up to your door with like a little pumpkin bucket, trick or treating? Piss off, you weirdo.
Giving pedo vibes.
Oh my God.
Dear. Well, what a start to another show.
Yay.
Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for pressing play. Thanks if it's the first time, it's your 48th time, or however many times you've been with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you didn't know, it's all Frolics, folks. So it's me, Amy G, and the purple-eyed, slip to the cheek, Monique B.
Hi.
Having to give a bit of description if you're not looking. We are dressed up for a Halloween special.
Happy
Halloween. So
yes, I made this effort just for you, girl, because I don't think it made the cut of the episode before last, but you have previously made Halloween efforts that weren't reciprocated, so
yeah,
I had to show up for you.
Well, I appreciate, because you have definitely shown up. I feel like mine is a very lazy effect. You can't really see. I've got a little spider webby thing going on my face.
Can see, that's cool.
Sewn on lips. Oh yeah, I shouldn't do that actually, because that would smudge the stitches. Annoying, but oh my God, let me tell you this. it was not going well. I was so close to just washing it all off.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Do you know, I was just like, let's call the whole
Totally.
thing off because this is not going the way I need it to go.
Even when I did this line bit here, like parts were thicker than the other, and I'm just like, no. And
yeah.
then my mum actually called whilst I was doing this, and she was like, "Oh, that's like super cute." So I'm like trying to put this eyeshadow on. She's like, "Get some black eyeshadow." She's like, "Make it like you've been bruised." I'm just like, "Girl, like I still want to be kind of cute-ish. Like, calm, calm down." So I'm going on
Go,
to the other eye.
mum.
She's like, "Where's the bruise? Where's the bruise?" I'm like, "Lay off the bruise."
I know. I didn't. So I
love you,
didn't.
doll.
I don't have the tools though. I don't have the tools to be doing this kind of like fine line work. I had to make do with what I had in my arsenal, and there is
That is
very,
fine. Like,
very little. Not,
what
no,
did
no,
you
no.
use? What did you
I
use?
used an eyeliner pen.
So did I.
Yeah, this
We
is
have the
not.
same tools.
It's
You
not.
did
It's not
good.
cute. Well,
It
thank you very
is.
much. According to the picture, they should be like very, very dainty
Yeah,
lines.
but it's just inspo. We're not
Yeah.
like copy and pasting.
And I definitely can't copy or paste when it comes to makeup. So it is what it is.
Jokes.
So in prep for today's session, which is all about spooks and whatnot, seeing as it's Halloween. I have some scary facts, some Halloween trivia, and then I also have a bit of a musical game. It's not Halloween themed. I just thought we can play it at the end for a little bit of light relief, you know?
Love.
So, are you ready for? Oh no,
Always.
hang on a minute.
Oh, okay.
Pause.
Tell them
We
what to
need to
do.
do, yeah, we need to do a little something before we jump right in. And I was so excited. I was like, let's just go. Guys, if you've been here before, you know the drill. But if you haven't, do it for self. The acronym, Monique threw together, just like a whim, you know, whatever. It really was like that. And
Sometimes,
all of that
listen,
creativeness comes,
the
right?
brains sometimes.
There you go. So do it for self, subscribe because you deserve this joy in your life at least once a week. And if you're lucky enough for this to be your first episode, you have 47 others to listen to. So do
See what
it
you
to
did
self,
there.
subscribe, engage with us. We want to know what you likes, what you don't like, even if it's us, okay? But engage, let us know what's tickling your fancy, whether it's the treats, whether it's the tricks, or it's just we're not the tricks, by the way. Anyway, okay, I'm moving on. And Elle, like, like, just give us that thumbs up. Let us know that you're enjoying the content. And F is for follow or forward. So follow us on all of the socials, wherever you can find us, and forward to a friend because, you know, sharing is caring, as Monique will say.
Absolutely.
So, scary facts or Halloween trivia. So I'm going to mix and match. Some of these things you might be aware of, some of the things might be completely new to you, but I thought they were quite interesting. I'm going to start with a fact. Did you know there is a 3,000-year-old mummy that still has its fingerprints? 3,000 years old.
That's crazy.
I know. You think in terms of the process of the mummification or in regards to the kind of, oh, what is the word? Can't remember, but it begins with a D. That they disappear. But yeah, 3,000-year-old mummy can still have its fingerprints intact.
I wonder what they look like. I wonder if there's like, okay. I was gonna say like I wonder if there's like as many like swirls and stuff as we have on ours today, or if there's less. I'm thinking that sounds too much like the rings of a tree, so maybe not.
Oh, what in regards to kind of like lifetime, how old they are, or
3,000 years is
it's a time.
It's a while.
Yeah, I don't know if degraded, that's the word that I was looking for that began with a D. I don't know, maybe they're not as intact as ours would be, but I mean, fingerprints are fingerprints, aren't they? So,
I mean, I'll
yeah, who
Google.
knows? Yeah, do it. Oh, this one's a bit random, but I thought I'd bring it up because I'm allergic. But pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain, which, when you eat a pineapple, this enzyme digests proteins in your body. So effectively, it eats you back. That was the
Yeah, that I
scary
did
fact,
know. Dissolves flesh. That's grim. Oh,
isn't it?
yeah.
But they do say a lot of things that I've seen where they're talking about like weight loss drinks or whatever. A lot of it has pineapple in.
Yeah, absolutely. Or every time I think about eating pineapple, though, and this happens probably about 20. Oh, girl, is it because I was like a kid? Me and my mum basically ate 2 pineapples between us. When I tell you, my tongue was on fire. Fire! I don't know if I've experienced any pain. Well, I have, but that it was so painful. Couldn't really drink anything too tough afterwards. Hot drinks out of the question. But yeah, the enzyme got to work on my tongue, boy. Crazy. Was it
Mm.
worth it? I don't know. Tasted great, but ooh, ouch.
Always does at the time, right? Always does.
Yeah.
But now you know, you're more cautious of it. I just can't, I don't know. I think I was early to mid 20s. So probably around 24, 25. And I suddenly became allergic to it.
Oh,
I
I
couldn't,
hate
I
that.
just couldn't eat anymore
So what
without like
happens? You get like
the
rashes, itchy tongue.
furry tongue,
Okay.
and swallowing is very difficult.
Oh,
So
yeah, we're not playing with that throat.
no, so I haven't actually had, I can have cooked pineapple. So if it's like, you can have the upside down pineapple
On a
cakes and stuff like that.
pizza. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Missing
no,
out. I would
yeah,
ride for it all the time. Pineapple on
no,
pizza.
not a fan. Even sweet corn on pizza, I'm a bit like,
Yeah, that's just taking up space for pineapple.
more pineapple. Okay, I don't know if this is a scary fact, but did you know that chickens can spontaneously change sex from female to male?
That's what?
I know. That's giving
Oh, so we're always
Jurassic
gonna have
Park
chicken.
vibes.
Nature finds a way. Yeah. That's giving there will always be chickens then. They're just like,
Always.
you cannot get rid of us. It's gonna be us and the cockroaches.
Well, talk about cockroach, right? A
Oh my God.
cockroach can live for over a week without its head. I know, just running around like a headless chicken, but a headless cockroach.
Oh my
Cockroach even.
God.
Um, oh, how about this one? 90% of cells in a human body aren't human.
Eh?
I don't know what they're
Is
made
that
of, but it says 90% of cells in a human body aren't human.
no? Okay, that's out of order to just leave that there.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a paragraph missing.
There's nothing there.
So,
I know. What are they?
what are we, do you mean? What do you mean they? 90. That's a lot. That's the majority of us.
That's mace. Yeah, that's it. Basically.
That's insane.
Mm,
I can't even begin to think what. Oh my God. So
alien.
we are
That's what it
literally
is.
walking around here like, so we are ET.
Yeah. E.T. phone home. Do you know, if I was born a boy, apparently my name would have been Elliot
Elliot.
because E.T. was such a big thing just before I was born.
You know that I used to think that ET stood for Elliot Thompson.
Really?
Yeah. Just yeah, because it's me, obviously.
Elliot Thompson. Okay. Joker.
Next.
Okay, trivia about Halloween. Do you know where the term jack-o'-lantern comes from?
No.
So, the term jack-o'-lantern originates from an Irish folk tale about a cheap man called Stingy Jack who made a deal with the devil.
A
Stingy Jack.
cheap man. That is jokes.
I know.
Oh, wait, is there more?
No, that was it. Who made a deal
Girl.
with the devil?
So where did we get the lantern from?
I have
Like,
no idea. And also,
did he
why has it
try to
got
double? I reckon it's got something to do with his head being chopped off. Lantern is given like, because lanterns are the things that you carry and put stuff in, right? So he's made a deal. If he's cheap, he probably tried to like take shortcuts or whatever. Obviously, got
with the
found out
devil?
because of the devil. And
Mm.
punishment was some sort of beheading, and maybe I don't know.
I love how you're just taking one little bit of information and
I
making up a
mean,
whole story with it. But you go, girl.
I need the rest.
No,
Like, where's
these
the
are
rest?
just short bits of information. Okay, how about this? What sort of mask does Michael Myers wear in the original Halloween movie?
You know, I don't know. I don't do horrors. Is it not that white thing though?
Yeah, it is. Basically,
Oh, is
when
it a
they were
hockey? It's not a hockey
making
mask.
no, it's not. So, when they were making the film, because it had such a small budget, the cheapest mask that they could find was a $2 William Shatner mask, which they spray painted white.
No. That's
Yeah,
dread. That's so
repurpose, you know.
funny. William Shatner, that is
Now if you ever
jokes.
see that film ever again, you're not going to see it in the same way.
No, I'm not ever going to see it, but I am going to Google it because I need to see what it looked like.
Have you
That's
ever seen
so
any kind
funny.
of like Halloween films? What's the scariest film you've ever seen?
I mean, we can get onto that in the dive, but
Okay.
not that many.
Okay, cool. Why did people start dressing up in Halloween costumes?
I don't know. Oh,
So,
wait, so to ward off spirits.
yes, it is. So, in
Oh,
many Europeans, including the Celtics, dressed in costumes to repel spirits that they believed came back to Earth on what we know as Halloween. So, on that particular night, they would dress up as a way to repel spirits.
I've been knowing a thing or two.
Mm. Okay. Oh, so you might not know the answer, but if you have any inkling, then shout it out. It's
All right.
about horror films. So, do you know what the most commercially successful horror film of all time is?
Mm. And it's just one film, not a.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know because I can only think of. They're not called chains. What are they called? When there's more than
Uh,
one of them.
oh yeah, like a series of films. So,
Yeah.
so this particular film has been done more than once. I don't. There is a follow-up film to it, but it's basically a storyline.
Okay. I'm thinking it's either Nightmare on Elm Street
Okay.
or it.
It will be the second one. It.
Oh,
Yeah. No, it
okay.
doesn't tell me which version of that film is the most most successful, but it is the most
Okay.
commercially successful horror movie of all time. Um, okay, one more. How many calories are in an average trick or treater's Halloween stash? So this
Oh,
is the
no.
collective,
Yeah.
the
I'm
average
going to
collective.
say 5,000.
Mm-mm.
I'm so very, very under, right?
Yeah, 11.
Oh,
11,000 calories
wow.
in
That
the
is a lot.
average trick or treater stash.
Yeah,
11,000.
I know my girls stack probably way more than that.
Wow. It's a
That's
lot.
insane.
And a final bit of information that's got like scary facts, if you will, and it's about sleep. So have you
Oh,
ever experienced sleep paralysis?
I mean, yes, that's the closest thing to death that I have come to.
Yeah. So I found this fact, and it said lying in bed and completely unable to move is more than just a nightmare. It's a reality for many people. While this usually only lasts for a few minutes, the experiences can be downright traumatizing. Sleep paralysis doesn't just consist of paralysis, but spooky auditory and visual hallucinations that resemble grandma's folk tales or the last horror movie you watched. Before you declare that these horrors are the work of demons and ghouls, these are scientific theories. There are, sorry, scientific theories for this. It's believed that the paralysis is a disconnect between the brain and the body. The body is mostly asleep, but parts of the brain are still awake, and those parts are normally what would be sleeping when the body is. So I guess it also leads to kind of that, that jolting, the body jolts that you
Yeah.
have. Quite often, the science behind that is that your body falls asleep faster than your brain does. So it's your brain trying to
Yeah.
make sure that you're not dead.
Yeah. I read that literally about a week ago and I was just like, oh, isn't that interesting? How crazy is
Yeah,
that?
it's crazy. I find myself doing that
Self-preservation is
sometimes.
like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I told you about that one time that I felt that sleep paralysis when I was like at home by myself and I was
Yeah.
lying in bed and I felt like there was a
A
hand or
pressure.
something like holding me. Oh,
It is
Lord.
scary as hell. It's
Yeah.
not fun. I had one a couple of years ago here, and because when you just said it lasted a couple of minutes, I was thinking, God, that's a really, really long time. I've never had it last that long. Normally, maybe about 10, 15 seconds. But this one that I had a couple of years ago, that felt like it was about a minute or two.
Mm.
And I had to just like center myself and try not to freak out because my mind is a scary place. Do you know what I mean? I need like a tiny bit of information and then I am away. But yeah, it's terrifying, man. It's so scary. I was
Mm.
convinced or trying to unconvince myself that I would actually like snap back. Because I'm just like, if I'm focusing on this for too long, then this is what it's going to be like
Yeah,
forever,
yeah.
you know?
There have definitely been times when I've been inebriated and I felt like my body it has shut down and I'm just like, when you see those films where people are completely paralyzed, like they can't
Yeah,
speak or move or anything, but they are very much there
yeah.
and just like seeing and hearing and feeling everything, but not being able to
Isn't that
say or move.
insane? Because that's what we basically are, though, right? Consciousness in like a meat sack. You know what I mean? It's like our brain is telling our bodies to do everything, to breathe, to blink, everything. So it really is two entities working
Yeah,
together.
in
So if
partnership.
one, yeah. So it makes sense that it could happen, but to be trapped in your body, oh, oh God, I cannot. I cannot. So I'm freaking myself out already.
I know. The way you said body just cracked me up. So our deep dive is not much of a deep dive, but it is in theme looking at things that scare us or like we are fearful of. And I think we agreed like up to 5 things each, right?
Oh, let's focus on that up to because I just struggle a bit. But in conversation, things may come up as they usually do. So,
yeah, definitely. I think so. For me, I was just like, fear, because I am like scared of things, but
yeah,
I wasn't sure like what am I deeply fearful of.
yeah.
So I found it a tricky question to answer, but I do have some things on my list. And actually, I could probably add one more just off the back of what we were just talking about. So,
Okay. Do you want to put that one out first then?
trapped in body. So, and it ties
Trapped
in.
in body. Yeah,
Yeah, it
absolutely.
ties in with like so I don't mind a bit of a scary story situation because it's like entertainment value. But
Right.
if I watch a scary film, all of the lights are on. You know, like I'm not when I'm sitting there and I'm watching something like that with like Matt, he loves an atmosphere. So
Yeah.
lights are off, it's just the glow of the TV,
Yeah.
sound is like reverberating through. I if there is something a little bit scary on, and I will close my eyes and I put my fingers in my ears because the noise
Yeah.
is almost as, if not worse, than
Yeah.
the scene that I'm watching.
The jump scare stuff.
I cannot
I hate
deal with
it.
it.
I
I
hate
can't deal
it.
with it. So yeah, but afterwards I'm like, I have to walk. Generally, I can walk through my flat with the lights off. I know where everything is. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like,
Okay.
right. So at
Yeah.
night, when I wake up in the night and I need to go to the bathroom, there's no chance I'm turning on lights. One, because it will wake me up. So I'm just like in the
Yeah.
dark, do the thing, come back. If I have seen anything remotely scary,
Girl.
I want to be able to see behind everything. There is no shadows allowed.
Even having this conversation right now, I'm like, what's under my desk? I'm contemplating on putting this light on because I am the same way. Darkness? What? No, absolutely not. I don't do horrors. I don't. I say it all the time. Life is scary enough. I don't need to scare myself on purpose. No. My brain takes a tiny bit of information and does the most. Like even watching Luther, that's not a horror movie,
Ugh.
but that had scared me for years.
Yeah, but that's because it's like a real possibility that I think
Okay.
that's what scares me
Yes.
really is I can watch something like I don't know, I can watch something and be like that's fantasy. Like there's
Yeah.
no real possibility of that
Yeah.
being or coming true. But stuff like the Luther stuff, like
Yeah.
and also because I'm obsessed with this, I have this obsession with watching crime and the stories
And
of
that's why I don't.
real
Real
life,
people. Exactly.
real life
Yeah.
stories as well.
Exactly. I cannot. I cannot. That's what I'm saying. Life is literally scary enough. There
Oh,
are people out here walking and talking and breathing normally. I mean, just the other day, there was this thing on the news where this woman, I don't know if you saw it, but she confessed to basically killing her parents. And she was so like, it's like she was talking about meeting up for like a coffee or something, so the video footage is like police body cam footage. And so it's facing her, and she's like, okay, so if you go through there, my dad's body is like behind this cupboard or whatever, but just so like stone faced. And then he was like, oh, so what about your mum? She's like, oh, well, that's a bit more complicated. If you go upstairs, there's a few wardrobes. If you go behind there, then it's in there. And I'm just like, crazy. And then she's just like, oh, cheer up. You've finally caught a bad guy. Like, what? What? She's been living in the house with her parents that she murdered for 4 years.
ooh,
Girl, it is scary outside. That's why I don't do the true crime stuff. I just don't need to be reminded of
yeah,
how
that is a good
scary and
thing.
depraved
Yeah,
some people are. I know it's there. Don't need the reminder.
I know.
Like,
Do you know what's more frightening? I think for me is when I hear the stories of things happening in the UK, like me in
no,
America. I
it's true.
mean,
It's true.
but America's all the way over there. So I'm just like, no
Yeah.
one's going to just like hop on a plane and be like, oh, I'm out to murder some people today. Let me just hop over to the UK. So I don't
Yeah.
feel so bad. But So I tend to watch stuff that happens in America. In fact, literally yesterday, and this wasn't something I chose, this was something my niece chose to watch. It was like Nightmares on Elm Street, and it was about all of these Elm Streets in the US where things had happened. And there's one
Oh,
child, he was 16, had been living in the walls of someone's house
oh
and was
no.
like doing eerie things and had plans to murder the family that lived there because he went on one date with one of the girls and she decided that she wasn't interested because he'd portrayed himself very differently to how he was. And she was just like, oh, thanks very much, but like, not going to continue. And then he decided to stalk her for months
Oh
in her
my
own
God.
home and plan to murder. So yeah, like when things go bump in the night, I'm just like, who's there?
And this is the thing, back to like the movies, the ones with like spirits and demons and stuff to do with the Bible, drop me out. Okay. Because it's like, if it's Freddy Krueger or if it's a Jason, like that's a person, right?
Yeah.
There's a chance if you can clock them over the head with something that you can like finish them first or you can get away at least. If Casper's knocking, how are you fighting that? Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
Casper's a wrong example because he was friendly apparently. But you know what I'm saying. How are you fighting that? Nah, I can't be doing it. I can't be
I
doing it.
know. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
because there's an element where, we're all energy. So if that
This is
energy
it.
gets blocked in terms of their journey and they get stuck somewhere, and then that energy is dark or angry,
Mm-hmm.
like it doesn't need to be angry at any one particular person. It just needs to be not very nice. And they're out to get anyone who stands in their way. So that's another thing that kind of like is on the hit list is ghosts. I don't.
Play. So let me just piggyback off that and say one of the things on my list, this isn't the first thing, but on there as one of the things that I'm scared of sometimes is the dark. Like at the big age that I am, there are some occasions where I'm just like, it's too dark. Like so, in my room, I've got blackout blinds and blackout curtains because for the most part, I do like to sleep
Yeah.
in the dark. However, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but a couple of years ago, I kind of started having the sense that there is a presence in my flat. It's not threatening. It's not threatening at all. But there are occasions where I'm just like, the air shifted a tiny bit, like something. And it's usually the nights where I'm usually like, okay, it's a bit too dark in here. The air just feels a little bit thicker than normal. So I put on like my salt lamp that I have by my bed. So yeah, sometimes big me has got a nightlight on.
But do you know what though? Lots of things can happen in the dark and lots of things can hide in the dark. And I
Mm,
think that's probably why it's quite associated with threatening
yeah,
situations, like
the
so
unknown essentially, right?
here is one that is not so serious, but still, I don't know if it's a fear, but I don't like.
Okay,
It makes me feel uncomfortable. Spiders. Now,
okay.
I can't
What,
watch
spiders?
scenes. Yeah. Well, no, little ones are fine. Like, I mean, I've
Okay.
got I've got a fake little thing here. Do you know what I mean? Little ones are fine. So if you see like a money spider or whatever, like those I don't mind. I'm just like, oh, the daddy long legs. Like I'm not
Mm,
spindly things.
yeah,
If they're stationary, like I'll try and catch it and throw it out.
yeah,
I mean, I don't feel threatened by them, but if it starts moving like
yeah.
quickly, I can't, it's irrational. It's an irrational fear
Okay.
because most spiders are not going to be hurting anyone. They,
Yeah.
rid our homes of other little pests and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I get that the majority of them are harmless, but the way that they move and
What is
just
it about
like,
them? Yeah.
oh, actually, I feel a bit sick. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Oh.
like,
I used to be
I,
really afraid too. Now I'm not bothered. Like the small ones, like I'm not bothered at all. Sometimes even the slightly bigger ones, like I know they're gonna find their way out. So I can actually leave them. Like once upon a time, if there was anything crawling, the Hoover's coming out or I'm killing it.
yeah,
Now I will do a catch and release, or if it's tiny enough, man, whatever, I will just leave it.
yeah.
But with spiders, if I can see like the body definition and like the leg joint bits, oh, you're way too big and you've got to go. That is too much for me.
All spiders have to go. Like, well, the small ones I'm fine, but the spiders have got to go. Like, I'm
Yeah.
less about murder now. Like before it was you aren't even going to exist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now I'm braver to attempt a catch and release.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I'm getting there. But if you're overhead,
Okay.
Hoover is the action. And thing is, Hoover isn't even going to solve it because they can crawl out.
No, I did
But
hear that, but I didn't believe it. I was just like, nah,
oh
there's too
yeah,
much dust in there. There's lots of stuff.
they
Like,
can,
nah,
they
it's not
can. I
coming
mean,
out.
even like if you're trying to flush it down, like in terms of like being in the sink, they have protective, they get into a small space
I'm sorry, what?
yeah. If you're just like running the tap, they just protect, they go down the drain and then they release and they can come back up again. Like they are more resilient than we give them credit for.
I did not
So
know that.
just catch out the window, be free, do what you need to do, multiply somewhere else. Don't be coming around here no more. Kind of,
Yo, I
but
didn't know
yeah,
they could
yeah.
come out the Hoover.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I've
Absolutely.
hoovered one up, then it's massive, which means I can't even get close to do a catch and release. That's insane.
Yeah, those ones you might as well just like send out a prayer and just I can't even ask for help because he is not helping me. I just have to hope Santino's about and he's hungry. And then
Oh my God.
I can't. So
Oh,
that's yeah, I can't even watch scenes like that. I'm a big fan of like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And there
yeah.
have been episodes of the recent Rings of Power, but in the actual Lord of the Rings, when Frodo goes into the cavey bit and there's a big ass spider
No,
in Harry Potter films, spiders.
that's the one that I can think of. Yeah.
No, I will
What
just
started it?
I
Was
don't
it?
even know. I don't even know, but I just have always had a thing about it. I'm just like, no, thank
I
you.
tell you what started my fear. I was probably about, I wasn't older than 10 because I remember what house I was living in when I watched it. But that movie, Arachnophobia, did you ever
Ah,
see it or no?
no. I've
Oh,
I've seen the
heard enough
beginning
about it. Yeah.
and heard enough, and I'm just like, nah. Why would I? That's just like no. Why
I
would I
don't know
put myself
why.
through that?
I don't know why I was allowed to watch that. I don't even think I watched it by choice. But that movie had me messed up for years. Like the way that certain people got bit because it was like a poisonous. I wasn't Australian. I think it was from some jungle somewhere, right? And it just
Yeah,
like stowed away. But the way that some people got bitten, I would check all of those places like every day. So shoes, the shower, hats. Like I could not. I couldn't function properly because, like you were saying about watching True Crime from America, it's like so far away, right? It's just like that's someone else's problem. But because this spider stowed away somewhere else, I'm just like, oh, so it's not native here, but it could get here and it
yeah,
could be right here out of all the
yeah.
places it could possibly be. it's going to be in my shoe, mate.
I
Terrified
still
for
do that.
years.
I have my shoes, so we don't really have the shoes indoors unless they're like go back in the box kind of shoes. So we have them all sitting outside the flat. Every time I go outside, before I put
Tap
my
'em out.
feet in my shoes, they're upside down.
Tapping them out, yeah.
I don't play with that kind of stuff. Like no, thanks. So that is there because they can be just lurking anywhere.
That's the thing, especially this time of year now as well, when it's getting colder, because they're all coming in.
Oh yeah, peppermint is everywhere. Peppermint. Peppermint. They don't like the smell of vinegar. So it's my house smells
everywhere. But it's cozy and spider free.
So those kind of things, like spiders I don't like.
Creepycrawlers.
Is there anything else that came up on your list or that you were thinking of?
Yeah. So the main thing, the first thing, the most dramatic thing that's on my list, death. Now I'm laughing, but I'm afraid. I know it's coming, but I'm afraid. As I've said a few times already now, my brain takes a small piece of information and it runs. Like I mean, it's a problem, to be fair. Like I can be a terrible catastrophizer when it comes to certain situations. And there was, I'm a lot better than I used to be, for sure, because, you know, we're all on that travelator heading towards it, you know, but sometimes I'm just like, but when and how, and it's going to hurt, and like, have I done enough? Like it's too much. It's too much. But that is my ultimate fear: the not knowing, the when, the how, and the where and the why.
I don't really think I don't
got.
think about it that much, that often at least. Like, because I know it's going to happen. I just hope that it's not. I hope it's not in some sort of tragic accident, and I hope I've just got some ducks in a row that no one else is going to have to be sorting shit out for me afterwards. That's it. But there are occasions. So I've got things like being buried alive. I don't know why it's on there, but it's on there. And
how did that happen?
No idea.
Anyway, let's not even.
I think for me, sometimes when I'm
just
out,
like,
I know it's more when I'm like
situation
out
can I avoid?
Walking. Like if I'm walking somewhere and
like you fell in something.
Yeah, trapped,
oh my God.
And no one knows where I am.
Oh, someone posted a video of, and I couldn't watch it all. I like scrolled after I read the caption. I just like scrolled immediately. But basically, I think some girl was walking whilst videoing her friend. They were like on a night out, and she fell like over the side or something and died because there was like no railing or anything. But it's just like, and I think this is what I find scary. You're just out minding your business, have a nice time, and then here comes death, knock, knock, let's go. What? No warning, no nothing?
I don't know if I'd want to know.
I mean, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I could not know. I don't need to know. But at the same time,
a heads up would be good.
The thing is, I don't even want that. What kind of life would I live knowing like the exact date and time? I'm sure they've probably done movie and stuff like this because it's a good concept, but
yeah. Do you know, I went... Go on, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, it shouldn't scare me, you know, because as I said, it's something it's coming to us all, you know. But then I think it's maybe just like the emotional ties I'm thinking about that makes it scary. Like, you know, the people that you leave behind that you're going to miss. But it's like, you're not going to miss them because you're out of here. There's no consciousness anymore.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but is there? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is on the other side?
What's on the other side?
You know what I'm saying? Like, were they right about hell this whole time? Like, should I be back in church? Do you know what I'm saying? Am I like pissing God off every day? Like, knowing she's there and not doing anything? Is there a ministry that I'm supposed to be on? Or, do we just become trees? Like, what's really
God.
fascinating though is that I've seen quite a few like videos on people that have had near death experiences. And I feel like all the experiences are very similar in the sense that those people no longer fear when their time is coming because they've sensed like the peace that is on the
Yeah.
other side, and it's kind of just like freed them to live I don't know, just a bit more with a bit more gratitude and just a bit more fearlessness as well, because they know that once when it's their time, it will be fine.
Mm,
And I think because I've seen so many recounts of it, and the thread is that it's peaceful and not scary. That kind of helps me put the fear back in the box a little bit. But yeah, it's crazy. As you said, you can only just hope that, it's not anything tragic, that, it's not due to a horrible illness or anything, touch wood. I remember like having this conversation with my dad once, and I was just like, just hopefully I just like go peacefully in my sleep. And he's just like, how do you know it's peaceful? Like, no one's ever come back to tell you. Just like, oh, okay. Thanks, Dad.
yeah. Oh God. I
I
know.
know.
It's just so many different scenarios that you could play out. Like it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Um,
pointless as well, because it's like the greatest unknown, you know?
yeah, exactly. Oh, except for those who have been there and come back.
Well, yeah, them, of course.
um, so were
What-
those it for you? Those were the
yeah, death, the dark, and the horror movies as well. As I said, certain types. Like the first one that I ever saw was actually It. And again, saw that by accident, way too young. So because of that, I've never been interested in horror movies. However, over the course of, I don't know, maybe the last 10 years, I've realized that I've seen more horror movies than I thought I had
mm,
because I stay clear of them. But maybe it's just like how certain movies are categorized. I wouldn't count them as horror, but they are apparently.
yeah.
So, like, oh, funny enough, I'm just talking about death. Final Destination was one that I saw, and I saw that Alone as well. Why I don't know. Paranormal Activity again. I just told you don't bring me those ghosts and spirits. However, seen it, seen two of them. One in the cinema. Girl, I don't know. So I have seen quite a few, but
Ugh.
it's never by choice. Is it? Yeah, no, it is. It is. Sometimes it is by choice. I don't know what it is. It's weird because there are people that absolutely love horror, that they like that scared feeling.
Yeah.
It's like an endorphin thing. But, mate, there's just certain ones that I am not going to. Certain types that I'm just not even going to look twice
Do you
at
know,
all.
I remember being I remember being recommended a film and or a couple of films, and I was like, I'm gonna try this out. And they were like they I knew that they were going to be scary ones. One was this I think it's called Autopsy of Jane Doe, and it was about this father and son who are mortician kind of like jobs, and they are doing this autopsy, and then weird stuff starts happening. When I tell you that I watched this film over a week during the day because stuff happened and I was just like, nah, but I was so determined
Yeah.
to get
You
through
want to
it.
know what the stuff is? Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, yeah,
watched
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then another one that I started to watch, and then I was just like, absolutely not. This was many years ago. And it was, I can't even remember. Oh, you know me and names. I think it's called
Mm-hmm.
Jared's Game or something like that, or Gerald's
Wait,
Game.
is that the one where the husband straps his wife to a bed or something and then he dies? Yeah, fuck that. No. Nope, 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 nope,
I
nope.
didn't watch all of it.
Yeah, no. So that is a horror, would you say? Because that's kind of like borderline thriller
Yeah.
almost.
Well,
Because I'm
yeah,
just
no, I
like,
think it is like a horror film because it's like the things that happen in the dark, that go bump in the dark, I think are considered.
okay,
Whereas a thriller, I think, is that there's like a, like a chase. There's a baddie, goodie, and a baddie, and they're like trying to figure things out. And there's a
okay,
few tense moments. I think, I
okay.
don't know what the
That's a
official
good categorization.
definitions are. But yeah, so because I don't mind a thriller. It gets your heart running, but you're not like
Yeah,
gonna be scared. Whereas horror, there's some scary shit coming about.
yeah,
You just don't know
yeah.
how and when. Um, so yeah, that one I was just like,
How far did you get into that?
there was something in the corner. And then I was like, no, 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 this is enough for me. And
Absolutely not.
I've seen spoilers afterwards, but because it's a small segment of it, there's
Yeah,
no like slow build up to
yeah,
what's that sound? Something's moved. But then I look back and it's no, no, everything's fine. There's none of that.
yeah.
So I can see that little clip and I'll be like, oh, right, yeah, 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 that's cool.
Absolutely
But
not. Absolutely not. I mean, believe the nightlight's going to be on tonight. We just had a conversation, but all of the things are being stirred up now. So it's just.
I know it's ridiculous. So I had one last thing that's on there, and it's a very light-hearted
Okay,
fear.
good.
It's going to the toilet for a number two and realizing that there's no toilet
No
paper,
toilet
but not
roll.
just that, it being in a public place.
Oh, one, attempting to do a number two in a public place is a horror. What?
I
I
know,
will
but
shit myself on the way home. I couldn't. So
I have
bravo
been
to
through a
you.
situation where I didn't go to the toilet when I should have gone to the toilet many a times, and it caused a hell of a lot of issues.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was told that if I ever find myself in a situation where I need to shit,
Okay.
because yeah, holding those toxins in your body is not the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a weird relationship with that whole process anyway.
Okay.
So it takes a lot for me. So I'm like, it's an absolute I have got to go scenario if I
Mm-hmm.
do go somewhere public. However, if I go somewhere public, it's taken a lot of courage to go, and I'm there, and then I'm like,
Oh
oh
my God.
no. So yeah, that was one of my fears because I just don't
Actually,
know what I would do in that
you just suck.
situation.
You just suck. Or don't, and then walk home
What?
with a shitty ass.
Listen, what if the sock is not enough? Because if you're blessed with a ghost poo, fair enough. But what if it's not? What if it's a messy situation?
Okay, ghost poo is now a thing because I know exactly what you mean. Yes, well done. Ghost poo. Okay, that's a thing. Ooh, what if a sock or socks are not enough?
You're
I'll
gonna have
just
to be
keep
taking
taking items of
everything. I just
clothing.
yeah, it's like t-shirt, knickers, they're all coming off
Yeah.
and put in the bin. They are not coming home with.
That's funny. You just come out of the bathroom with like a blazer on and like nothing underneath.
What happened? Someone robbed me of my items. I just will never admit. But yeah, it's a real weird one, but it's just like
No, it's
not.
not weird because actually that reminds me of something else that scares me is when you are going to the bathroom in a public place and someone pulls at the door. Now, there's nothing more terrifying than
Your
those
heart rate
couple
is
seconds. Because you're definitely checking that lock multiple times anyway. So, like, you know it's locked. You know it's locked.
yeah.
But when someone knocks and then tugs, or this goes straight for the handle, yo, your heart will, it can't leave your chest any quicker than that.
No. Do you know what's really bizarre though? Is if someone was to like, you know, kind of juggle or jungle the jungle. Oh my God, Amy. When they're like ramming the
Opening up the
door a
door.
little bit to undo, and then they do it again. You've done it once, it's locked. Why are you trying? Someone's in, and when you have to admit, someone's in here, like it's just like I've never, your voice has never sounded so small. Do you know what I mean? Someone's in here, someone's using this room. Like, why are you embarrassed? You're entitled to go to the
And
toilet.
you know what's weird? Typically, it would be third person, isn't it? Like someone's here. You never say, I'm here. Why is that?
This toilet's in use.
Oh, dear.
Weird.
But no,
So
that is
yeah,
friggin', that's really scary. No one wants to be caught with the literal pants down. Could you
no.
imagine? Oh,
Do you know? So,
no.
just talking about general fears, like, or just things that go through your mind, and you're like, oh my God, that would be the worst thing ever. I remember once I was like, when my granddad was still alive, we were driving down this road. And as you get older, I think you're like, sense of like how you're doing things just kind of dissipates a little bit. So you might
Okay.
think you'll be doing the best job, but actually you're terrifying everyone. So he was driving down this road, and we were coming up to a sharp kind of like corner. We needed to take a turn, and we're coming in hot. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, we're going to crash at this corner. Not only are we going to crash, but then we're going to have to get the like police and the ambulances are going to come, and they're going to take us off in this ambulance because we're all going to need to like be cut out of this car. And I was just like, I have not had a wax. So when they when they cut off my jeans, the sight that they will come across, I was like, still driving towards this bloody turn, and I've gone through this whole scenario in my head, and I've landed at the paramedics are going to
Oh
see
my
I have
God.
not had a wax.
Save my life. Just
Ridiculous.
don't cut off my jeans.
You don't need this. You do not need to be exposed. Oh dear.
Oh
Well,
my
guys, I
gosh.
hope that you've been listening and laughing along to a lot of these things, and it may have brought up some
Yes.
scary moments for you. Maybe you can relate to the things that we're terrified of, whether they be big things or small things. But in the spirit of All Hallows Eve, we thought we'd make it
Yeah.
a very themed episode. So, what scares you, or what brings fear? What are those fearful thoughts? I definitely think death is a perfectly natural thing to be afraid of.
Yeah. It's
I
getting
also think the
better.
dark is as well. Like, they're just, you
Oh,
never
I feel no
know.
ways about that. Like, I'm not ashamed of my fears. They are what they are, but it's just it does tickle me sometimes, like when I wake up in the morning and my light is on still. It's just like, because everything's different, isn't it? Like when that sun comes
Yeah.
up, we're big, bad, and brave then. But yeah, sometimes, man, my brain is just like poking away.
I wonder if it is just your brain or if there is some sort of
Something there.
supernatural energy
As
in
I
the
said,
air.
there's. I'm not going to speak too much on it because I'm not trying to, bring too much awareness to said source. But I do feel that there's something in the air. And again, not threatening at all. It never feels like unnerving. And I'm a proper scaredy cat. So if I'm happily living here still, it's okay. But yeah, man, there are just sometimes I'm just like, this is a light on night for sure.
Mm.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Oh, actually, I just remembered something. Do you ever get that thing where you get that movement in your peripheral and there's like obviously nothing, but you could swear that something's like just when yeah, that happens at the wrong time. That's a night like night.
Yeah. I would never sleep. I never sleep with the light on, but like I think maybe because when I'm asleep, I'm just like I'm asleep. What
Yeah.
could happen? I'm not conscious of whatever's going on. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
no, that's
mean?
fair.
Like so, but especially if I'm home alone, I'm so much better now. But when I first moved here, like all doors would be locked. Like if I'm in
Ah,
the room,
okay.
if I'm not in the room, like all the doors are closed. So
Yeah.
there are no open doors or cracks in like
Yeah.
doorways or anything. It's like, I know that's closed, you know? So all
Yeah.
curtains and stuff. Whereas, and like the front door would be locked and stuff. But now I'm a little bit more relaxed. So that doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. But when I am here on my own, there are lights will go on. I don't know why, because I don't think that I'm particularly protected when I'm not.
I mean, you're not, but there's just something comforting about the light. Again, it's just, even though you know what's in that corner,
Yeah.
not being able to see it does something.
Yeah. But
You know?
sometimes having the light on, even like that movement,
Yeah.
it happens still when and it's like, was that a shadow? What did I notice? Kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, even then, I don't know. It's ridiculous. Sometimes I definitely feel like I just bring this stuff on myself, but
I know I do. I
you
know
know,
I do. But I'm just gonna own it, innit? Because what else?
is what it is. We're afraid of what we're afraid of. But yeah, out
But
there.
yeah, I'm absolutely about to put the light on now for this next segment. So yeah.
Well, bring on the interlude whilst we prep for something that leaves this this episode a little bit more lighthearted, I think.
Let's turn the lights on.
Spell those spirits. The spirit of Christ compels you. So, listeners, people who are watching, Monique.
Hey, I'm looking up like, hey.
As a way to end this episode on a lighter note, and because I've never tried one of these games before, I have put together a musical game. It's not Halloween themed, it's just general.
Okay, that's fine. Let's really bring us back to reality.
Yeah.
So I can sleep tonight.
And also it's taking me out of my comfort zone and trying something different. So what I have done is I have got 5 or 6, we don't have to do all of them, but I've called this the samples game. And effectively what I have done is I have located the original piece of music for you to give a guess as to what you think it's been sampled in. So what song, the artist, like it's not really a points game, but it would be interesting to see what your answers are.
Cool.
So let me go with a easy one to recognize. So I'm going to tell you the original version. So this is the Chi-Lites, and the song is called Are You My Woman? In brackets, tell me. And this is the piece of music. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's have it.
So you need to tell me what the song, what it's been sampled in, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. I think you're going to get this immediately.
Oh, okay, there we are.
Did take a while.
It did. I was just like, what the hell? Oh my God. So it's B, obviously. Why don't I keep thinking single ladies, but it's not single ladies. It's Crazy in Love.
Yes, it is. Well done. Yes.
Oh, I love hearing the originals.
Yeah.
This is such a good game.
Some of them I was listening to, like I had loads more, a list of them, and I was listening to, and I'm like, at what point does, like, I couldn't recognize some of them because I'm just like, oh, where does it kick in? But I think most of them are at the beginning. Okay, so well done. You've got that one. So that was the Chi-Lites, Are You My Woman? In brackets, tell me. Second one. So you're obviously guessing what it's been sampled in, but the original is Boom Clap Bachelor Tiden Flavor. Ready?
Okay. Ooh, this is Kendrick vibe. Think you're my vibe. Bitch, think you're my vibe?
Yes, well done. And it's basically a speeded up version of it for Kendrick. He just speeds it up and it's a different key. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Well done. 2 for 2.
Love Kendrick.
Okay. This one is a very early days, like for us when we were younger. So you might get it, you might not.
Throwback.
So this is Lou Reed, Walk on the Wild Side. So who sampled this?
Oh, God. I can know the song, but hold on. Oh, my God. Hold on. I don't know. I know the song, but I don't know what it's called.
Do you want me to play it again?
I don't know
Maybe
who
try
sang
and...
it.
Here we go.
Oh my God, this is so annoying. Yeah, I know it, but I don't know it.
Okay, do any words come to mind when you're thinking about it?
I can't get in the song far enough because that's what I was trying to do. I can just hear those 3 strums over and over again. I can't break through.
So the track that the name of the track that you're looking for is Can I Kick It?
That's it. Yes, you can. So I'm gone. Oh, is it De La Soul? De La Soul?
No, A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, Tribe. Yeah.
All right. Another one. This is Straight to Hell by The Clash. Ooh. Who is it sampled by?
Planes, MIA.
Yeah, well done. Paper Planes.
Yeah.
2008, if you can believe it.
No.
Yeah.
It's going on.
Okay, I got 2 more. Next one is Edwin Birdsong, and the song is called Cola Bottle Baby. So who is this sampled by?
Okay. Oh, Daft Punk.
Yes.
Was it Around the World?
No, it wasn't Around the World. It's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
But then also that was sampled by
Kanye.
Yes. Yeah. Well done, girl. Okay, last one. And actually, we've spoken about this particular original in a previous episode. So it'll be interesting to see if you get it. I think you will. So this is Stevie Nicks, Edge of 17.
Oh, yeah. Destiny's Child, Bootylicious.
Bootylicious. Well done.
Oh, yeah, it was you that said it was a cover. And I was just like, cover? What do you mean? Yeah,
because she's Stevie Nicks is in the video. That's a nice.
That's what I didn't get. Yeah, she's the guitarist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love a music game.
Yay! Well done. You did very, very well on that. So I definitely probably wouldn't have got half of them. So well done, darling. And that brings us to the end of our musical samples game and the end of yet another episode of It's All Frolics. You look so cute when you were doing that, by the way. It's All Frolics, folks. Halloween edition, another
Thanks for
year.
playing.
Yeah, it's been fun. So we talked about what's spooky facts, Halloween trivia, fear, things that make us feel fearful, and last but not least, a little light touch musical game. Did you guess them all? Were you familiar with who sampled what? So guys, at the end of that, I'm going to ask you to do all of the things again. If you haven't already done them, do it for self, subscribe, engage, like, follow and forward. Follow and forward, not follow or forward. Follow and forward.
You mean you may as well.
We appreciate it all. Yeah, right? You're here. I'm sure you know people who love it just as much. Also, shout out to those who have, because I have literally in the last weekend seen a forward. So thank you. You know who you are.
Getting there.
Appreciate it. Send it to more
Spread the
people.
word.
You know where to find the link. It's in our bios. But appreciate you joining us on this journey. Hope you enjoy a fabulous Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Whether you're dressing up, giving out candy, or sitting in the dark on your own, avoiding all of it. Whatever your decision. But yeah, appreciate you pressing play on this episode. And if you've subscribed, you'll get a notification for next week's. Monique, do you have anything to say before we let these people enjoy their days?
Thanks for sticking around. Fear not, we're going to die anyway. Live your best life.
Yeah. They say dance as if no one's watching. Why not live as if no one's dying?
Ooh.
Do it all. Enjoy it. It's a bye from me. See ya. My white hands, my ghostly white hands.
Okay. Bye, folks.
Peace.